10 Rules for Making Money in Everyday Life. Do you know why knowing how to make money is more important than money itself? Here's a harsh truth. 90% of working people spend their entire lives trading time for money. And yet, at the end of it all, it's still not enough. On the other hand, the top 1% let money work for them and get richer, even while they sleep. Why is there such a stark contrast when we're all living in the same society and economy? The answer lies in the rules of the game, more precisely, in the money-making principles each person applies in their daily life. Have you ever seen someone with little education become wealthy? Have you ever met a smart person who's always broke? They don't differ in how hard they work. They differ in how they make money. So the question is no longer, how do I make money? But am I playing by the right rules? Because everyday life is a silent battlefield of money. And whoever grasps these 10 rules can rewrite their own financial future. Right now, I'm going to tell you real-life stories with extraordinary money secrets hidden inside them. Welcome back to Debut Story, where we don't talk empty theory, but share true stories that unlock the mindset of wealth. Today's story starts in a small coffee shop at a corner in Bu District. I met up with an old friend named Hung. He used to be a top student, scored high in university entrance exams, and held a stable government job. But guess what? Sitting across from me, Hung asked to borrow a few 100,000 VND just to get through the week. Meanwhile, Ben, the cafe owner, never finished high school but earns over 80 million a month in profit. That's not luck. That's the result of understanding the 10 everyday money-making rules. Simple things strong enough to change your fate. Now, you're going to meet 10 different people, each representing a rule, a life, and a vital money-making lesson. Rule number 1. Money comes from solving problems others haven't. Money isn't in your wallet, it's hiding inside someone else's problem. When Lone stepped off the last bus of the day, the sky was already dim. She pulled out her phone, nearly 8 p.m. A message from her son's teacher popped up. This is the third time T has been late to class. Please adjust your drop-off schedule. Lone sighed. A single mother working office hours, juggling home and work, she was used to racing against time. No family nearby to help. No extra money for a housemaid or private driver. Every morning was an endless battle. But everything shifted one Monday morning. Just after dropping her son off at school, she overheard 2 other moms chatting. Traffic's been insane. I almost got docked for being late again. I'm thinking of hiring someone to drop off my kid in the mornings. This can't go on forever. That sentence was like a spark in a forest full of dry wood. An idea struck Lone. How many other moms are stuck in the same situation? She started paying attention. In her apartment complex, at least 10 families had small kids in preschool or elementary school. Every morning she saw moms rushing, yelling at their kids to hurry up. One evening, Lone posted a simple message in the building's resident group. I'm a single mom working regular office hours. If any of you need help getting your kids to and from school safely and on time, with full responsibility, inbox me. Within 2 days, she got 6 messages. 3 confirmed immediately. 2 asked to start next week. 1 wanted info to refer a friend. Lone had just begun a new income stream, not from a degree, but from the pain she personally understood. She used mornings and afternoons to pick up and drop off the kids. To keep things safe, she bought child helmets with name tags and created a Zalo group to update parents with timestamps and photos. Trust grew day by day. 3 months later, she had 8 kids regularly, earning an extra 12 million VND per month. More referrals followed. Money didn't come from her academic background. It came from observation. One evening, counting the savings from her shuttle service, Lone sat silently. She realized making money had never felt this easy. Not because the work was effortless, but because she was solving the exact problem others needed solved. It wasn't a prestigious job taught in college, but it was the right solution, at the right time, for the right people. Sometimes you don't need to change the world to make money. Just look closely at the world around you and solve what others are ignoring. If money is the reward, then a problem is your admission ticket. Some people chase money their whole lives but never find it, because they're searching in all the wrong places. But those who understand this rule seek unresolved problems, and plug their value into the gap. As a natural result, money finds them. Lone didn't start with a dream to be rich. She simply saw the pain and chose to solve it. And the money followed. Not because she begged for it, but because she deserved it. Money lies where others see inconvenience, and you see opportunity. Don't look for a product. Don't look for a job. Look for a problem no one else has solved, and you'll never be out of work or out of money. It can start small. One useful solution is enough to create value, and that is the beginning of income. Rule number 2. You don't have to be the best, just be the nearest. In a fast-paced world, if you're not present at the right moment, you might as well not exist. 2 was a third-year business administration student at an average university in Saigon. Not the best in his class. No standout talent. No impressive looks. And most of all, no money. His family were farmers in the countryside, sending just enough for him to live on. About 2 million VND per month. He lived in a rundown rental room in the Baucat area, near a labor district, where the smell of sewage often drowned out the sound of morning knives at the market. Too used to think he had to finish school, get a degree, and work for a big company to earn money. But life doesn't wait. When the second wave of COVID hit, the area was locked down. Restaurants shut down. People were digging through their fridges for instant noodles. 2, meanwhile, searched for opportunity in a loaf of bread. One morning, he overheard his upstairs landlady mumble, "There's nothing to eat for breakfast. The kids are hungry, but we can't go out." At that moment, he got a message from his usual bakery. "Got 50 loaves unsold this morning. Want some?" 2 jumped up. His heart raced. Instinct kicked in. This is it. He ran to the bakery and negotiated. "I'll buy 30 loaves at 5,000 VND each. If I sell them, I'll come back for more." Back at home, he hand-wrote little notes. "Hot, crispy bread. Delivered to your door. No need to go out." He stuck them on each rental door. In 15 minutes, his phone buzzed nonstop. 12 orders. Just like that. An old bicycle, a big plastic bag of bread, and a DIY speaker made from a soda can clip to his phone. The door-to-door bread delivery service was born. In the first 3 days, he sold 30 to 40 loaves daily. By the second week, his neighbors offered to pitch in. "Let's get more bread, split the profit." Soon, 2 had a 3-person team. Each covered a different rental zone. They divided hours, took detailed orders, no chili, extra pate, early delivery, and organized supply, delivery, and customer care through Zalo and handwritten notes. This student didn't study logistics, but he ran a mini supply chain. Bakery, bike delivery, customer communication. Even after lockdowns ended, over 20 old customers messaged him, "Are you still delivering?" 2 no longer sold bread, but the lesson about showing up at the right time and place reshaped his view on money. The cost of being just 1 beat late. Later, 2 recalled, "I used to think you had to be the best to earn money. But I was wrong. I didn't know how to bake. Didn't know marketing. I was just the first to show up." The market doesn't wait for you to be ready. It only pays those who show up when others need them. Had 2 waited saying, "I'll think about it tomorrow," those 30 loaves would have gone to waste, and hundreds of thousands of dong would have never reached his pocket. Money doesn't love anyone, but it favors the fast. In a world where skills are everywhere, speed is the ultimate edge. You can learn skills on YouTube, find strategies in books, copy products overnight. So what can't be copied? Action speed. Being present when it counts. Between 2 sellers, the one who shows up first, closest, easiest to reach wins. You don't have to be the best. Just be the only one doing it, right now, and you'll dominate. Don't aim to be the best. Aim to be present. The winner isn't the one with the best product, but the one who's there when the customer needs it most. And now that you understand, money doesn't favor the smartest, but the fastest. Let me tell you another story. A woman buried in debt, abandoned by her husband, thought her life was over, until one small change turned her expenses into assets and helped her overcome everything. Rule number 3. Turn expenses into assets. The poor spend money to survive. The rich turn every expense into a way to earn. Ha sat in the middle of her 16-square-meter rented room, a warm yellow light casting shadows over her tired face. In her hands was a stack of unpaid bills: rent, electricity, her child's tuition, loan repayments. Her husband had just walked out, leaving behind only a cold statement: "I can't live like this anymore." I used to have a stable job as an accountant at a small company, but after giving birth to her second child, she quit to stay at home, relying entirely on her husband's income. Now everything had fallen apart. One evening, while scrolling through her phone, I saw an ad looking for online sales collaborators. No capital required, with training included. She scoffed and scrolled past. Another pyramid scheme, she thought. But it wasn't the ad that changed her mind. It was her child's crying that night because there was no milk. I went back, clicked on the ad, and hit interested. From an old phone and utility bills, I took her first steps. Her first lesson: don't stock inventory. Be a collaborator, not a reseller. She chose to sell affordable household items, targeting low-income moms like herself. But no one trusted a brand-new account with no reviews. I pondered how to gain trust. Then she remembered the utility bills. Every month, dozens of neighborhood moms would line up at the alley entrance to pay bills. The person collecting payments earned a small service fee. What if she offered to pay bills on their behalf, and while doing so, gently introduced a few products? So, I printed small flyers offering to handle bill payments, free home delivery included. Her mother scolded her, but just 3 days later, I had over 20 clients. Each time she came to collect bills, she brought along small items: Japanese dish sponges, adhesive wall hooks, mini electric toothbrushes, priced from 20,000 to 50,000 VND, just enough to spark curiosity. Every delivery was an opportunity for a soft pitch, no hard selling. She'd simply say, "Hey sis, I've got this on sale today. Lots of other moms have bought it. I'll leave it here. If you like it, just message me later." Orders began to come in. Customers returned. People referred her. They began calling her How the Handy. 2 months in, Ha's combined income from bill payment services and product sales reached nearly 10 million VND. Not a fortune, but real money, debt-free, with no begging involved. The turning point came when Ha realized she was playing a different game now. One night, as she tallied her orders, she chuckled. On the table were an old phone, a few water and electricity bills, plastic bags, and a worn notebook tracking orders. She wasn't selling products. She was selling convenience. No storefront needed. She had turned other people's monthly expenses into a personal income stream. The bills that once scared her were now her reason to knock on doors with pride. When you view expenses as something to pay, you'll always be a consumer. But if you shift your mindset, expenses can become income. Some assets don't show up on paper. They live in your thinking. Many people look at their monthly payments and think they're poor because they lack money. That's not true. You're poor because you only know how to spend money, not how to generate cash flow from what seems like fixed costs. The right mindset doesn't ask, "How much will this cost me?" It asks, "How can I get it back?" Expenses aren't to be feared. They're your chance to be creative. Treat every payment as an opportunity. If it doesn't generate money, at least let it create relationships, access, or long-term value. And if Ha can turn bills into cash flow, wait till you hear the next story. He was once an office worker, laid off during budget cuts. It seemed like a crisis, but thanks to one small habit, he discovered the speed principle and used it to win in the money game. Rule number 4: money loves speed, not waiting. Money waits for no one. It flows to the fastest movers. Lamb was the quintessential office worker, on time, on track, and cautiously predictable. He wasn't poor, but he wasn't doing well either. Every payday, he divided his salary into envelopes: rent, electricity, food, parents' allowance, and savings, aka money for admiring. Like many cautious folks, Lamb had a deep fear of losing money. So when friends invited him to invest, he was always the last to consider. When a new business idea popped up, he'd say, "Let's see how others do first." And as you'd expect, while others got rich, Lamb stayed stuck analyzing. Then the game changed. COVID hit. His company downsized. Lamb was let go. At 37, with no skill set beyond Excel reports, no side gig, and his money for admiring, lasting less than 2 months. He was paralyzed. A week later, his friend Koi, who had previously invited him to join a dropshipping venture, texted, "I need help. Come work with me. We'll split profits 50-50ths." Lam hesitated. "I've never done this before," he thought, putting it off for a few days. Then his son ran in. "Daddy, we're out of milk. Can you buy some tomorrow? You said that yesterday, too." That sentence stabbed him like an icy blade. Money doesn't wait. Neither does a child. And life, even less so. The next morning, Lam texted Koi, "I'm in." Koi showed him how to process orders, talk to customers, and import from suppliers. In the first week, Lam messed up 5 orders, got scolded by customers, and lost money on shipping. But something unexpected happened. Each mistake made him feel alive again. He wasn't a passive paycheck waiter anymore. Every successful delivery was a flow of proactive income. He started liking speed. After 1 month, his team processed over 400 orders. His share of the income exceeded 18 million VND, a number he'd never dreamed of in his previous job. One night, Koi said, "You know why you never improved before? Not because you lacked courage, but because you reacted too slowly." That hit Lam like a bell. He remembered all the missed chances, just because he overthought. While he was analyzing, others were acting, failing, fixing, and winning. From that point on, Lam adopted a new principle. When opportunity knocks, don't overanalyze. A small action beats a great idea that never happens. The market doesn't reward the smartest. It rewards the fastest responders. In a constantly shifting world, delay is the costliest expense. You don't need to know everything. But if you're always waiting for certainty, by the time it arrives, the profits belong to someone else. The new mindset doesn't ask, "Is it safe?" but "How can I get in fast with minimal risk?" In a world where everyone is learning, waiting, preparing, the one who acts first always leads. Make no mistake, money doesn't favor the slow. It follows the bold, the ones who dare to try, dare to move, and dare to make mistakes. Train yourself to respond quickly to opportunity. Hesitation is the biggest wall between you and financial growth. And if you think speed changed Lam's life, just wait until you meet the next character. He never owned a store, never manufactured a thing, but got rich by connecting people to each other. I sold the course for just 299,000 VND, offering a money-back guarantee if unsatisfied. In the first week, 3 people purchased it. The second week, 12 people. By the third month, 89 people had enrolled. After 6 months, the income from the course and YouTube ads surpassed what I used to earn from daily fieldwork, all without leaving home. What touched me the most was a message from a mother saying, "Thanks to your video, my son fixed our water pump himself, saving us 300,000 VND on a repairman." I realized that the world isn't lacking in people who need simple, practical knowledge. It's lacking in those who can teach it effectively. I didn't need a classroom or a team, just the willingness to share what I knew with the right audience through digital platforms. That's how I started the Save Your Home series, educating, earning, and helping the community simultaneously. Skills are intangible assets. When you keep them to yourself, they only serve you. But when you package them, they can support your entire family for a lifetime. Everyone possesses some skill: cooking, repairing, writing, beauty care, childcare, organization, communication, teaching, or live streaming. The question is, are you keeping it to yourself, or are you turning it into something that helps others and generates income for you? The wealthy don't hide their skills, they package them, not just to make a living, but to sell lifelong value. You don't need to be the best. You just need to package your skills smartly. A video, a PDF file, a course, an ebook, a consulting service, all can generate income if you know how to start. And if you think skills can be digitized, you'll be even more surprised to see people earning money simply by connecting others. Rule number 7. Don't do everything, connect. Those who do it all often burn out. Those who connect will profit. Lynn was once a girl who failed 3 small businesses. First, she sold clothes online and was left with unsold inventory worth millions. Second, she made birthday cakes at home, but after a few months, customers dwindled. Third, she opened a cafe with a friend, which closed after 2 months due to losses. Each night, Lynn pondered, where did I go wrong? I worked hard, didn't I? She thought making money meant doing everything herself. But one fateful morning, she met Quan, an old high school friend, and their brief conversation changed her perspective on earning money. It all started with a simple question. Are you still selling online? No, I tried everything and still failed. Do you know why? Because I'm not good enough. No, because you're doing everything. Quan shared his model. No products, no deliveries, no content creation, yet he earned over 30 million VND monthly by coordinating. He acted as a middleman between those with good products but no sales skills, marketers lacking products, and delivery people without steady clients. He simply connected the dots and earned a percentage. Inspired, Lynn started a small Zalo group called Resourceful Moms, inviting 20 mothers she knew to post essential products like baby towels, diapers, and shampoo, all sourced from others. Lynn didn't sell. She asked who wanted to sell and who needed wholesale. She handled the matchmaking and order processing. Within 2 weeks, the group grew to over 100 members, each selling or buying something, and Lynn earned a 5 to 10% commission per transaction. She had no inventory, didn't post ads. Yet after a month, Lynn earned 6 million VND through the art of connection. From a small group to a warehouse-free business community, Lynn launched 2 more groups, one for handmade food and another for moms exchanging goods. She coordinated, managed paperwork, verified sources, and resolved order issues. As trust grew, members invited friends, and after 3 months, the total membership reached nearly 800. Lynn created a landing page, registered legally, and began charging a quarterly maintenance fee of 150,000 VND per member for the right to sell, offering credibility and a stable ecosystem in return. In less than a year, Lynn had a stable income of over 40 million VND monthly without producing any products herself. She focused solely on designing and maintaining the flow. You don't need to be the best, just the best connector. Lynn once believed success required doing everything herself, but now she understands that successful people don't do it all. They know who does what best and integrate them into a value-creating system. She wasn't a shop owner or an expert. She simply understood. I don't do everything. I do what's necessary for everyone to excel in their roles. Those starting from scratch don't need to do it all. They just need to identify who has what and create connections to facilitate cash flow. In the age of collaboration, the ability to connect people is the greatest asset. Today, you don't need superpowers. You need something subtler, identifying talents, products, and needs, then linking them. The wealthy no longer sell individual items. They build connection systems that benefit from every transaction. You don't need to be a boss, just someone who can build an ecosystem. Don't try to do everything. Become the hub for talented individuals. When you connect value, you're no longer an employee. You're a creator of opportunities. And when you realize that connecting people can generate income, the next story will reveal something even more intriguing. It's not about selling expensive items for profit. Selling affordable items that many need can be a goldmine. Rule number 8. One person pays little, many people pay a lot. If you want to get rich quickly, serve the wealthy. If you want sustainable wealth, serve many ordinary people. Tao loved making handmade items, journals, bookmarks, photo frames, crochet keychains, paper vases, not for sale, but to relieve stress after dull office hours. Friends often teased, with such skillful hands, why not open a shop? Tao would laugh it off, thinking these trinkets wouldn't sell for much profit. To her, getting rich meant selling expensive, high-margin, or exclusive products. She believed no one got rich from cute, inexpensive handmade items. Then she came across a post sharing the revenue of someone selling self-designed stickers. Over 200 million VND monthly. She was skeptical but couldn't ignore the evident truth. How could something so small generate such significant income? Starting with a 7,000 VND bookmark, Tao decided to try. She photographed 10 bookmark designs and posted them in a book-loving group she was part of, pricing them at 7,000 VND each. If interested, please inbox me, she wrote, without high expectations. That very evening, Over 4 people messaged her. One girl even transferred money for 20 bookmarks to gift her friends. Tao spent 2 nights folding, cutting, drawing, and packaging. Her hands and eyes tired, but her heart joyful. In the first month, she sold over 700 bookmarks, earning nearly 5 million VND. Not much, but without advertising costs, rent, or inventory. More importantly, she realized that low prices don't equate to low income if you serve enough people. Transitioning from selling products to building a community, Tao launched a fan page called Tao's Little Corner, sharing photos of her crafts and DIY gift wrapping tutorials. Followers grew. She added mini notebooks, hand-drawn cards, and quote-printed canvas bags, all priced under 50,000 VND. Each month, she released themed collections with emotions and stories. People didn't just buy products, they bought emotional experiences and a sense of closeness. She opened Shopee and TikTok shop accounts, connected with print-on-demand services, and hired a part-time student for packaging. After a year, her monthly revenue exceeded 70 million VND. Every product was affordable, but order volumes reached thousands. The awakening moment came when quantity triumphed over per-unit profit. Every time she opened her phone and saw friends checking in at work, getting promoted, or starting companies, she felt like crying. Hung used to be a confident, dynamic, and talented marketing professional. But now, she was confined to a 20-square-meter room, struggling each night with a crying baby. One night, after her baby had finally fallen asleep, Hung opened Facebook and posted a status. "No one told me being a mom could feel this lonely." She never expected that by the next morning, her post would have over 3,000 shares and hundreds of comments. "Sister, I feel the same. Thank you for saying what's in my heart. Your words are beautiful. I didn't know who to talk to about this." When personal pain touches others' hearts, something magical happens. From that day, Hung started writing daily about the small things in her journey as a mom, arguments with her husband about parenting, little tricks to lift her spirits, and raw but warm thoughts that healed not just herself, but her readers too. Her page, Mom Hung Tells It As It Is, grew from a few dozen followers to hundreds, then thousands. Her writing wasn't flowery or polished. It was honest, like a friend chatting with you in the kitchen. She never tried to sell anything, yet people came to her asking, "Can you show me how to plan my day with a baby? Can you do an online talk? I want to learn how you got through that hard time." From heartfelt sharing, she began to create spiritual products. She launched small Zoom classes teaching moms how to plan their day, manage emotions, and maintain their marriage with a young child. Each session cost just 99 dong, but more than 100 people signed up. Later, she published an ebook, What No One Tells You Before You Become a Mom. It sold nearly 3,000 copies in the first 2 months. What's special is, she wasn't a doctor, an expert, or someone with a certificate. She was just someone who had been through it and knew how to tell her story in a way that was real, warm, and timely. A moment that changed everything. One day, a young woman messaged her, "Thank you. Reading your posts helped me avoid postpartum depression. I'm truly grateful." Hung cried after reading that. She had always thought, "What do I have to teach anyone?" But then she realized she wasn't teaching knowledge. She was passing on lived experience. And when shared the right way, real experience is medicine for the struggling. Sometimes what you think is personal pain becomes a beacon of light for thousands. If you're brave enough to speak up, the world will be grateful enough to listen. In today's world, we don't need more teachers. We need people who've actually walked the path. People don't need you to be perfect. They need someone who understands and can say what they're feeling. You've overcome depression. You've changed your body. You've made financial mistakes and learned from them. You've lost your way and found it again. So tell your story. Teach what you've lived. Don't wait to be perfect. What you see is your old story. Someone needs to hear right now to keep going. Value doesn't come from degrees, but from lived truth and how you share it. Everyone can become a guide if they're willing to be honest and share. And when you understand that lived experience is also a spiritual product, it's time to meet the final figure, where all the rules connect, where every mindset becomes clear, and something even more powerful than money awakens. The spirit of creating long-term value. Rule number 10. Money comes to those who create long-term value. Long was once a financial lecturer with an MBA from Singapore. He had spoken at entrepreneur events, authored books, and mentored startups. He knew all the theories, formulas, and financial models. He was confident. He started an investment company with money from friends, students, and believers. The first project succeeded. The second went smoothly. But the third one collapsed, not because of fraud or lack of knowledge, but because of something he had never taught in class. Real life doesn't follow Excel models. Everything he believed in crumbled. Within 8 months, he lost all his investments, got caught in a debt spiral, lost his reputation, honor, and ability to teach. Worse, people who once called him teacher now messaged him demanding their money back. One year-end afternoon, he sat alone in a familiar cafe where he once taught about financial freedom. He stared at the bill, just 4,000 dong, unsure whether he could afford another drink. No one knew. No one cared. And the worst part was, he didn't even believe in himself anymore. The only thing he had left was his ability to write. He opened his old laptop and found hundreds of unpublished notes. Real lessons from failed plans, costly mistakes, things no book ever taught. He chose one and posted it. I used to teach finance and made my first billion-dong mistake. No ads. No PR. Just a personal Facebook post. Within 4 to 8 hours, it had over 10,000 shares. His inbox exploded. Thank you for being honest. I thought I was stupid, but now I see even finance experts can fail. Maybe I still have a chance. Do you teach online? I want to learn from someone who's been through bankruptcy. Rebirth doesn't come from image. It comes from real value. From that day, Long started writing again. No more theory, no textbook quotes. Just real stories. Lessons from mistakes. Loan calls. Sleepless nights over bank statements. He shared how to negotiate debt, rebuild life, escape negative finances step by step, with no illusions. A new community was born, Honest Finance. Its members were mostly people who had failed, gotten lost, or gone broke. Long didn't call them students. He called them companions. From bankrupt to most trusted. After 2 years of writing, guiding, and helping, Long was invited to speak at major events again, not because he made a flashy comeback, but because he was real, spoke truth, and had depth forged from pain. He no longer talked about money with the eyes of a winner. He spoke as someone who had died and come back to life, and that made his words more valuable than any textbook. Real value needs no ads. It speaks deeply enough that people seek it out. And once you create deep enough value, money, opportunities, and trust will come to you. Getting rich fast is easy. Staying rich for the long haul requires authenticity. You can make money from skills. You can rise with trends. You can win once with luck. But without creating long-term value, you'll always have to start over. Like Long, who lost everything, but never lost his mindset or belief in living with integrity. Long-term value isn't what you own. It's what you create that no one else can replace. The one who rises from failure and helps others rise. That's who money will always return to. When you understand that keeping trust is more important than keeping cash, you begin not just a journey to wealth, but a journey to influence, legacy, and lasting impact. You've now walked through 10 real-life, grounded stories of ordinary people who became magnets for money through unique thinking. No one is born rich. No one is lucky forever. No one can rely on chance for life. But they all had one thing in common. They understood the rules of the game and played it their own way. We've seen money come to those who solve problems others avoid. To those who show up at the right time, not necessarily the best. To those who turn expenses into assets. To those who act faster rather than analyze deeper. To those who connect the dots, not do it all. To those who turn skills into products. To those who find the right people at the right time. To those who sell small things, but serve many. To those who share raw experience, without waiting to be perfect. And finally, to those who consistently create long-term value. Once you grasp these 10 money rules, you'll stop relying on luck and start earning through right thinking, right action, and clear strategy. You won't just make money. You'll keep it, grow it, and become irreplaceable in the financial game. Because money always finds those who know the rules and who create lasting value. I hope this video was helpful for you. If it made even a small difference in your life, I'll consider it deeply fulfilling. Save this video to your playlist if you want to listen again anytime. Hit like and share it with others, because sometimes the right message at the right time can change a life. And don't forget to subscribe to the Debut Story channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss more valuable videos ahead. See you again soon.